Wanted in a triple homicide murder, rapper B-Rod, an aspiring artist here in Atlanta, Georgia, about to rise to the top with fame with songs like Plenty, with songs like HBB. This man is being accused of a triple homicide murder, July 3rd, that happened in Cobb County in Georgia, where a pro golfer was also murdered. Some say that the pro golfer witnessed the truck being stuck on the golf course and went to go see what's going on. And they say this is when B-Rod shot him in the head. Inside the truck, in the back of the pickup truck, they saying that it was two suspects, two males, one white male and one Spanish man. The Spanish man is now, his name is Valdez. You will hear the name in the video, definitely. But they saying that was B-Rod's plug that he took out. He was definitely a weed man in California. And now the other suspect, nobody identified him yet. But I'm still researching on who B-Rod is, Bryan Rhoden. And as I show you this video, I'm just giving you the video of the breakdown of what's been going on. This is part one of what happened, what already transpired. So right now, my part two will be who he is. Where did he come from, his upbringing. So right now you're watching everybody talking about what happened and, you know, and you're going to hear a little bit about who he is. But like I said, let's get into the video. Please subscribe and like and share, and it will be better and it will get better. And I thank you all for that's viewing it and that's checking it out. But this is part one of B-Rod.
The one displaying my charges?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is no bond on your warrant. Do you want me to read through the warrant, or you're satisfied that you've read it and understand the charges?
I'm satisfied.
Okay. There is no bond on the warrant. I will not be setting a bond for you at this hearing. There will have to be a separate hearing for that purpose, at which time your attorneys would probably offer evidence on your behalf. The next available date for a bond hearing would be July 27th. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions about the process thus far?
No, Your Honor.
There's a video right there of Rhoden talking to the judge. And as you can see, the young man seems pretty calm. He seems pretty confident of what's going on. And we'll see more. Let's hear what other people got to say about it.
All right, Rhoden did not have an attorney present at his first appearance, but he said that he had retained counsel and he was denied bond. Now, his next court date is another bond hearing, and that is scheduled for July 27th. So let's bring back in the think tank, former senior homicide prosecutor Bernardo Villalona, criminal defense attorney and law professor at Cleveland State, Ian Freeman, and criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Bryan Watkins. Bryan, I'm going to start with you. Just a quick update on this guy. All right, this guy is actually an aspiring rapper, goes by the name B-Rod. He has a record deal. They claim he was a student at Georgia State University. This is coming from the record company. It's not one you readily know. What do you think's going on here, Bryan? There's an investigation still going on. The cops are not giving a lot of information. The brazen way this crime took place, there's got to be more here.
Yeah, there's a lot more evidence that's going to need to unfold for us to get a picture of what really happened here. You know, I hate to see a young man and what's going into be the prime of his life, promising young man, if he's in college, he's in the music industry, doing what apparently he loves to do, to be derailed like this, you know. So I'm waiting, I'm anxious to see what evidence they have against him and really what happened, what unfolded that day. You know, it was, of course, we never want to see a triple homicide. That's the worst it gets. But like I said, it's a really sad story everywhere, all the way around.
Yeah, and charges in this case. With regards to the victim, Paul Pierson, the arrest warrant reads, the accused did abduct and steal away Paul Pierson without lawful authority or warrant and did hold such person against their will. To wit, said accused did bound the hands, legs, and mouth of said victim with tape. said accused did operate a white in color Dodge Ram pickup truck bearing Kansas license plate 533NZM, which contained Paul Pierson concealed in the enclosed bed of the pickup truck. And on the second count of kidnapping with regards to Henry Valdez, the warrant lays out a very similar set of details. Now, we also learned that Paul Pierson was the owner of that truck that was driven onto the golf course, and he was from Topeka, Kansas, and Henry Valdez was from California.
Damn. Was Henry Valdez the plug? Did B-Rod kill the plug? Well, how did the white man with the pickup truck get involved? Like, it's so many questions, so much behind this story. That's why this is part one. Stay tuned.
Cobb County Country Club shooting suspect, 23-year-old Bryan Rhoden, was arrested in Chamblee just hours after the 3 victims were shot and killed. This is what we know. According to the police report, he was driving a Maserati with a temporary tag that did not match the car's VIN numbers, like the fingerprint, the vehicle identification number. Also in the car were 2 fake driver's licenses, one from Georgia, the other from South Carolina. Also found in the car was a bag with jewelry and more than $11,000 in cash. Now, Rhoden told officers that he was using that money and jewelry in a music video. So Rhoden was taken to the DeKalb County Jail on the 4th of July and then released a couple of days later. Then get this, on the 8th, arrest warrants were issued for Rhoden in connection with the country.
It's rap season, bro. Cars black on black, pulling up black to black. Chrome bandana with the hat to match. It ain't no cap in that. It ain't no cap in that. Benches on bench, we rock.
Like a weakness, like he just couldn't say no. He just always said yes. You know, whatever anyone needed help, he was there.
And the last time Pesner saw his roommate, the day before Valdez flew to Atlanta.
And then he flew out Friday, and then he was gone Saturday.
Gone, one of 3 victims in a triple homicide at a golf course. The suspect, Bryan Rhoden, is accused of killing Valdez and Paul Pierson, tying them up and putting them in the back of a truck before killing golf pro Gene Siller. Valdez and Rhoden following each other on Instagram, and other friends of Valdez confirmed the 2 knew each other. Valdez ran a weed delivery business called Hope for Humanity out of California. Pesner didn't go into detail about Valdez's business, but added Valdez made it his business to do whatever he could for anyone he met.
He just had this really unique energy around him. Like he'd always like make people feel better about themselves, and he'd like encourage and inspire people. Whatever it is, he'd be there.
Now, Pesner started a GoFundMe for Valdez's family to help his family bring the body back to California to bury him. Rhoden and Valdez knew each other, and Rhoden is now accused of murdering him and 2 others. Rhoden's friend and manager talked to me also and says he thinks police may have the wrong man. DeAndre Veal manages Bryan Rhoden, an aspiring musician.
None of it makes sense, really.
Veal says Rhoden used music to move away from his past, like an arrest for shooting at Georgia State, for which he was never prosecuted. Veal says he knew Rhoden as an honor student from high school, someone who wanted to make an impact.
Because that's one thing he is, like a real genuine person.
Veal says it was hard to digest news of a triple murder.
All right.
And even harder when he heard Rhoden was the suspect.
Can I ask you if you think that he's innocent?
Of course. Of course I think he's innocent.
Veal says he can't imagine the family's pain.
It's hard to defend him without being disrespectful to the families.
Nor can he imagine a person he describes as goofy and empathetic as being the killer.
And it's really kind of like a you're guilty until proven innocent type thing.
Veal says he's talked to Rhoden, currently at Cobb County Jail, but didn't want to go into the conversations, saying he wants the justice system to do their part. Rhoden was arrested for a DUI hours after the shooting and was released days later. Officers set up a sting to get Rhoden back to the police station where they arrested him for the murders. Veal says it doesn't make sense that Rhoden would willingly go back to the police station if he was the killer. Ron?